So, I mean, number one.
Well, go on and praise him in here. Go on and praise him. When you look back over your life and think about everything you've experienced, it was nothing but the favor of the Lord. I said it was nothing but the favor of the Lord. If you know that it was the favor of the Lord, go on and praise him in here.
Okay. Well, good God afternoon, people of God. You have tuned in to Solutions Radio Show. I am your host, Corey Wright. As always, we know what the problems are. We know what we need to do to solve them. What I offer on this platform is solutions, dedicated acts of action to bring about true change, not talking about change and no excuses. For excuses are mass tools of incompetence that build bridges in nowhere and monuments of nothing. Broadcasting live from the WBTC radio and television network here in Illinois. We don't forget about our sister station in Detroit, Michigan. I am here with my special guest, Miss Katina Dixon.
Hello, everyone.
Paris couldn't make it, and we gonna miss her, but we gonna go forth today. Miss Tina, how you doing? Tell your weekend.
It's been a wonderful week for me, learning different things at work. But this weather is changing.
At least they learning different things at work.
This
It's
weather
like,
is
what?
changing. It's getting cold out there. Y'all ready for the snow tomorrow? If it comes.
Snow, y'all. Snow is coming. Man, God is so good. I am so excited because this week we're going to be answering your questions. I had no idea that last week radio show was going to be such a phenomenal hit. Man, I might have to talk to my coworker here about becoming my co-host, and we might have to go from there. But we got questions, and I was so surprised what was going on as far as older men dating younger women, their thoughts, their views, and some of y'all questions. I got over 250 questions, but I boiled down to the 15 that I thought would be appropriate to answer, because whether my co-host is single or not,
What? You want to take me out? That's so nice.
They wanted to see if you single.
No rings.
To the young lady that was really blown away by our chemistry. No, she's never gave me a chance. No, she never thought about giving me a chance. No. So I just wanted you guys to know that, because I know you guys thinking like, well, why did she not give me a chance? So we can deal with the elephant in the room while we on the radio,
Wow.
But I ain't gonna say no word. But there was a young lady that inboxed me, said that you guys got good chemistry, and why she's never considered you.
Because Corey is a joke. He comes off joking all the time. You never know when Corey is real. When I first met him, he was joking.
I am a person that makes her feel good, makes somebody feel good.
When you walk in the room, you say good morning. Corey always got something to say. He came off as a good friend. We got along from day one.
Don't believe that, y'all.
And then when he did ask, "Oh, let me take you out," he just took it as a joke.
You know what? I do not like her. I want you all to realize that I don't like her.
Yes, he does.
And she get on my nerves. But there was some other comments where some of you all really felt what Paris was saying.
Yeah.
They felt like, Paris is a strong woman. A lot of people gave Paris a lot of great compliments on how strong she is. And I was very impressed with that. And I said, yeah, she's really a strong woman. So I got the top 15 questions that was asked to me, and we're going to go through these questions, and we're going to come from my point of view and Miss
Fierce and Feisty Cortina.
Fierce and Feisty Cortina, because but she is so gifted to be on radio, y'all. She should definitely be on radio. Now let's go with the first question. Okay. First question said, can we in dating get away from the age factor, or will it always be an age factor when we deal with dating? You know, and when I talked to the person about the question, they were like, even if two people are compatible, they making good money together, they fun and love, they're going to get old. And if this man is significantly older than her, even with all the love and the joy, as he get older, he is going to not go from being her husband to being, hey, Jacqueline, being a husband to being somebody she has to take care of. And depending on how young she is, she may be in the prime of her life. Like if somebody is 30 years old and person is 50, okay, you know, that's 20 years difference. So when that person get 50, that person gonna be 70. And that person is not gonna be the same person. So I believe that it shouldn't matter. Hey, Doc Franklin watching, the owner watching. It shouldn't be an issue, but it will be a factor later on in life as you get older. What you think?
I think age does play a significant role when you're dating or finding your significant spouse, because that's the question. Growth. You want to grow old with your spouse. You want to grow old together, I should say. Because like he just said, when you get 50, they're going to be 70 if it's a 20 age gap. So I prefer somebody my age on the same level. I mean, age doesn't play a big factor, but it does when you're growing together. I want to grow together with my spouse. That way you grow on. You heard of that saying, you grow old together. You go through things together. So you're right. I don't want to be 50 and I'm dating somebody 75. And then when I get 2 years older, or let me see, 54, 55, and they older, or things happen as far as sickness. You're going to find yourself pushing him around in a wheelchair and you're barely making it yourself. So you do want to think about those type of things as far as growing old together with your spouse. So I say, yeah, it does.
You know, one of the things about, you know, and I was thinking in that, you know, that's mostly with men, older men and younger women, because older men sometimes slow down. Because I know some older ladies that in their 70s, 80s, that I got to catch up to them.
Just go to the boat. I see them all at the boat. You see more women at the boat, right, on the slot. They get out.
So it's like when you look at it, you know, that a lot has to do with it, because, you know, you're going to eventually slow down. Yeah. You know, but then I know some older men who are in great shape. Yeah. And they can, but age is going to be a factor.
Always.
Especially when you get older. Always. You know, because you're not going to be able to get away from that.
No.
But if the love is good and you're happy, you know, because anything can happen to any of us. Exactly. At any time, you know.
But you don't want to be a 30-year-old taking care of a 60-year-old, and your life is, you haven't lived as much as that 60-year-old. And then when you get up in your 40s and then they grow older than you 20 years, then you sitting on the side like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda type. Oh, I could have did this. I should have did this. You didn't live your life because you dated somebody up in age already, and you grew to love that person. Nothing wrong with loving them, but you miss out on your own life by 20 years apart, you know, when he gets up in age and you're just living at your midlife crisis. Oh, they're going to say, oh, she's just having a midlife crisis. But no, you're actually growing. You're developing into the things that you want to do at that age. And you can't do them now because you got a spouse or your partner that grew 20 years older. Now he's 70, 60, and he can't be as active as you anymore. I have a cousin. She's married. I just talked to Corey this morning about it. I showed him her opinion. She watched the show one, and she saw what part 2 was going to be about. So she gave me a text with her opinion on it. And like I said, from her experience, she said the young woman can have the older men because they're not active and she would like them to be. So everybody has their own
So
opinion.
she's saying she want a younger man.
No, she said they can have it because if you chose picking the younger women over the ones that's older, she feel older women are more active. You know, they out here exercising, like she showed me. She's doing more, but the older men is sitting at home watching football, flicking the TV station, eating the TV dinner.
That's not all. But
Not
we like
all men,
football now.
but not
Every
all men.
young
From
men,
her
old
experience.
men love
Yeah, from
football.
her experience. But like I said, I'm not dating an older man. I'm not even dating, as we learned in part 1. But I would love to go out on a nice date, open the car door. Let me see what you all about before I even can get with that second stage. You got to get through the first stage with me.
And that's why she's single.
Because you don't give anybody a chance.
And people, please like, love, and share. You share it on your page and everything?
I gotta share it.
Yeah, share on your page, like, love, and share, because somebody need to talk about this. These are things that we're not talking about.
Right.
Oh, and then, now we're going to get into Scott, and I hope we get through all these, because if not, there's going to be a part 3. We're going to get through this, because, it was good. Number 2, the second question that I thought was a good question. It says, who gains more in a relationship when an older man dates a younger woman? Who gains more? Does he gain more or does she gain more?
Me, my opinion, I think she would gain more by dating an older man because he's experienced and she's not. Depending on what the level of degree, maybe she does have a degree. So it can go both ways. But an older man can teach you a lot of things. I would say that too, about him going through stuff or not even going through things. He may be just that older man who took control of his life and have something to offer you that you don't have, maybe wisdom, something of value that you can learn, knowledge. Every man and woman don't have that knowledge skill to pass on something. I believe when you come into today's world, you're supposed to gain something from them, knowledge wise, not just money, finances. I believe everybody that come across your path, you should know a little or learn a little something from that person. If not, then they're not meant for you to be in your circle. People supposed to be teaching others, not just taking. It's supposed to be a even path of, I met you, what did I learn from you? When you met me, what did you learn from me? It should be that as what can you learn from somebody, good, older or younger.
Now, I will say, you see how Miss Tina Katina dressing this, she know we on TV now. Last week I thought we just on radio. She come in, got a suede on, boots on. Y'all didn't see these boots she got on. These boots something else. She come in, hair all done. Oh my goodness, she ready.
Oh my goodness.
She ready this week.
He surprised me in Paris last week. He said radio show. We did not know it was going to be TV. We had just came from the gym, as we stated.
Radio and TV. And it's like, because
TV ready now, y'all.
Because if she listened to me on my shows, I say the WVTC Radio and Television Network. I just don't say radio, but radio show.
In the class talking, I misunderstood.
It's okay.
I'm not afraid to say I misunderstood.
Now, my opinion on that is, I think the gain is the older man's gain.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I run into a lot of sharp young ladies, a lot of beautiful ladies inside and out that is in tremendous shape, got degrees, got businesses and everything. But what they have, to me, is they have a love for living life.
Correct.
Not saying that older women don't, or women my age do, but it's just they see everything in an optimistic way. Because sometimes it's not about the physical, more so how somebody feels. Hey, Jacqueline, what's going on? Good afternoon. Is how they feel. Because sometimes a younger person, you feel younger. You feel younger with life and you feel younger. I mean, how many times have you watched somebody skate? Let's say skating or do something and you like, man, then you out there with them, you having fun because you're having fun.
They can bring that out of you.
They can bring that out. Whereas with somebody older, it's so monotonous. You know, it's like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, or you know, and it's and I think it's a game, especially somebody that got their stuff together. You got a beautiful young woman, a woman that got some, a woman that look at life different, and a woman that is mature, motivated. You know,
so I say you get the best of both worlds when you find.
Charlie said we can learn from each other.
Yeah, that's what I just said. You're supposed to learn from each other. You know, it's the gaining on both sides. Younger, older, men or women. You're supposed to take something from everybody you meet in life and input it and say, hey, I didn't think of it like that, or bro. But like you say, I do agree. Some people give you that optimistic experience and say, oh, I want to do that. I miss doing those. I miss bowling. I miss roller skating. When somebody come along in your life and say, man, you didn't start out for 7 years on the sideline, talking about you wish you could have did it, and somebody come along and say, let's do, right. You gone. You like, oh, this for me. But it shouldn't take for somebody to say, come on, let's do it.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's energy level. Yeah. Everybody don't mind. Like your energy is powerful. My energy is powerful.
Correct.
You know, there are energy drainers.
Yeah, they are.
You know, there are complainers.
Yes.
You know, always got, I'm gonna be honest, I'm at an age, especially somebody who loves God, especially somebody that operates in ministry. So yeah. I love talking to young, optimistic ladies than I do my age, because most women my age or older, all you want to do is to get on the phone and talk about how bad life is, how bad you're going through, how your corns hurt, how your dog chewed up your remote control. It's just like there is. Like many times, and this is the truth, when I have a conversation with many people over 50, ladies, I don't get a word in.
And what did I tell Corey last show? Get out from that side
of town. It's like the minute you say something, or let me go about it, you know, and nobody, like, they're never being talked to. So it's like when you ask them, I'm going to talk to you forever, whereas a younger lady is engaging and interacting. Let me talk to you. Well, how you feel? Well, I'm going through this and I feel this and that. Listen, I hate talking to people over 50, especially ladies.
That's his experience. So I told him before, leave that side of town alone, broaden your horizon, move around, because I have friends that's older, and you need to probably meet them and be in our circle, because I don't know anybody that's training like that. I don't want to be around nobody that's training like that.
You know people like that, the minute they walk in the door, they just suck the life out the room. I have relatives like, that's why holiday come, I'm coming, hey, good to see everybody. How I am. I'm out the door.
Not everybody got that, but you try to avoid that, especially when you out here trying to find somebody compatible. You're going to be like, I'm gonna go this way, you go that way. I don't need that in my life. So you got to know to leave that side of town alone.
You know, now here go question number 3. We got about 15. Let me make sure we got 15.
Okay.
Question number 3. What are your date cutoff ages from both older and younger, and why?
That's a good question.
That's what somebody asked me.
Right.
I have no cutoff age when they get older, because I remember a mother at church, gorgeous lady, said to me, then I met a lady at the airport, another lady that was gorgeous, that, she even made a comment like, what would your mom think you bring somebody almost 80 or 70-something years old home? Mm-hmm. I said, my mom would think I was crazy if I said that, but if she seen you, she knew I was on the money. So I don't look at that, because, now my cutoff that I would probably give somebody a chance at this age is 40. Okay. I'll cut off at 40. You have to be exceptional to get me to go 35. 40 is you had to be a bad jabber. Yeah.
That's a good cutoff age. I would
complainers can be draining your energy. Yeah.
I would say the age group too, cutoff for me would probably be 45. I come up a little bit, 45. But older, no, I see some nice older men that can hold it down and know what they want, But there's no cutoff limit going up far as age, but starting point 45, probably maybe go 40, 42 around that area, depending on if they mature or not, depending on that level, you know. Can you hold a conversation? It ain't just all
Right.
about age. So I would say more the older you are, the more you've been through, the more knowledge you have. And sometimes you can show people by communicating things to them that you're knowledgeable. So
Well, they said that women mature faster than men,
depending on how you were raised.
right?
say
And
that.
you have it just in this society nowadays, and I think that's by design with the demasculation of men
Not only that, some
And-
people had to grow up.
and the pursuit
Mhm.
of men, especially African American men. Unfortunately, you have a lot of professional, extraordinary younger women. Whereas you have a society sometimes, this is my opinion, that's trying to destroy the men, especially the men in the communities. And you have that, which was a part of a bigger conspiracy or system. Whereas you have a lot of younger women that got it together.
Exactly.
They got it together. Whereas when you look at men, it may take them a little longer. When I look at ages, it is maturity level,
Correct.
but it's also, how you act outside of those beautiful words. Who are you outside of those words? How do you treat me? How do you go? Because you can have a lot of money and still be in prison.
Exactly.
There are a lot of financially well-off abusers.
Yeah.
There are a lot of financially well-off crazy people.
Correct.
I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't gonna say no names, but I have a friend of mine who is married to a woman he can never get divorced from.
Why?
Because she just that crazy.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding you not. She didn't try to run him over, try to shoot him.
And he's still there?
He can't go nowhere. He has learned.
Ain't no such thing as
Listen, this lady is gorgeous.
Wow.
She makes well over 6 figures. She's a head of nurses. She is supermodel beautiful. Got so much going on. When we met her, we were looking at a very attractive woman. My boy went over there and talked to her. She said, I hope, she said, but my opinion, and I'm just going to say my opinion and tell the truth, a woman that fine and got that much and single, something wrong.
That's what we say about the men.
Something wrong. Because I'm talking
And
about,
there we go.
you think about the most beautiful woman you could think, and shape, boom,
She was crazy.
beautiful home, everything. She told him, I hope you think you ain't gonna get involved with me or just think you gonna get lucky with me and just walk away. She said, I am not, I'm telling you before you get involved,
She warned him.
I'm not wrapped too tight. I tell everybody before you get involved, you take me there, you gonna keep me there.
She was honest though.
He had to do it. Got married, everything, and
Wow.
one day she said, listen, our kids be raised by somebody else, but you going with me if I'm going.
Wow. He's in something toxic.
He said to me, because now you want to get out, you feeling this and that. I say, brother, listen, look at the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
You married her.
He saw something.
You can deal with her crazy because she's only crazy when you do stupid stuff, when you trying to, you trying to do what,
Go out and live.
go out and you trying to still live. No, you married.
Yeah.
I say, listen, you're not going to find somebody more beautiful. The girl love you beyond love you. She crazy, but she love you.
She only crazy when he make her crazy.
You know how to calm her down. You know how to keep her away from people. You make her happy. She was just thinking, and watch this. She making a bag almost $175,000 a year. Learn to love that crazy. Before I be doing your funeral.
Wow.
You married her. You ain't going nowhere. Like my shirt say, she half hood She half holy.
And I'm the auntie.
Right. leave it.
And I'm the auntie at the funeral.
You know,
But she was honest. She told him.
she told
She
him
upfront. I'm crazy.
he cannot.
I'm crazy. Listen, when a woman tell you they crazy, 9 times out of 10, they crazy. Believe it.
You seen that movie with Thin Line Between Love and Hate with that lady Lynn Whitfield and Martin Lawrence? She make her look like a Girl Scout.
Well, at least she was up front.
She up front. She told him.
She told him. He took the bait.
And he wanted, hey, man, I said, bro, why? You in a good position. Keep her happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
have his cake and eat it too.
Keep her happy. Had the knives, had the guns. Keep her happy, you good. And they ain't got it till incident in the last 7, 8 years. They ain't been in there. Because he finally realized, bro.
He ain't going nowhere.
She told you. You come in here, that's it.
When he go out, he going in a body bag. She told him basically.
Yeah.
I need to do that move. Look.
And this sound crazy, me saying this, but I told him, I said, hey, brother, there are a lot of men that would love to be her captive.
Exactly. So watch what you're doing.
You know, but
that's a story to tell.
You know, but if you try to leave, get divorced, you know, let me know what you want me to say to your family. When I when I officiate your funeral. No, that's Now, number 4, to me, is a really good question. Mm-hmm. It says, what role does a person's family play in the choosing process? Will you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't date a woman. He said domestic violence. Yeah. Oh, reverse.
Charlie, you're right.
Reverse. Domestic violence in reverse. You better enjoy him. You better just you ain't going nowhere.
Hey, she told him, Charlie, don't mess with her.
Don't mess with her.
If he ain't serious.
Yeah. Now, this is a good question because I don't date a woman with grown, disrespectful kids.
Okay. I agree with you.
Because according to the Bible, I come before your kids and you come before mine. Nobody becomes before your spouse, not your mother, your family, not your kids, nobody. You have God, then your spouse. And I am not going to let anybody disrespect the woman I love or talk to them crazy. It's just not going to happen. You know, you're not going to walk up in and out our house that I'm paying the bills in like you run something and talk to your mother any kind of way. I don't do that. You know, I don't do that. I will not deal with that. I am not going to deal, I am not going to deal with somebody where I got to get to know your whole family just for you to approve, for them to approve of me. No, that's not going to happen because every time we get into something, then I have to go through all your family just to do something. I'm not going to do that. You know, kids are different, but I'm not going to go through your family because if every time something happens, I got to discuss something with your family, we have a problem.
I agree.
Somebody asked me a question. They said, well, if we got together, what would your kids think? It's a dictatorship in my house. Okay. My kids going to do what I say, even grown. Mm-hmm. When I start to talk, my kids know to shut what they call up. It ain't, we don't have, I was at a radio station one day with all 3 of my kids, and the guy said, man, you start talking, they quiet. I said, because they know better. They know better. You know, you call me.
I'm for one who says, you're not dating the whole family. You dating that person to get to know that person, whether it's the he or she. You're dating that person to get to know them. You find out what do you like about them. But the family doesn't pick and choose who you with. You pick and choose who you with. They don't have a say so in your life. You adding that person into your life and introducing the whole family to that person. But no, when you dating and getting to know someone and you like them, the family doesn't have a say so whether you like them or not, or you shouldn't date that person or not. That's your choice. That should be your choice only to you, because what's going to happen in the end, you will be miserable listening to your people about your significant other, because people are biased of whether they have someone or not. Some people want you lonely just like them. So you have to be careful who you choose over letting your family pick he or she for you, man or woman for you. So I would say no, the family doesn't have a right to say, let me find out who you date and bring them over. Let me get on the quiz, the third degree, and all that. No, as far as kids, you supposed to have your grown kids in order where they're not disrespectful. But if I meet a guy and they got some disrespectful kids, I'm not going either. No, that's a turn off for me. A turn off. If you got to fight your kids and all that stuff, no, I don't even want to be around nothing like that. So no.
Now, another thing when it comes with dealing with somebody's families is when it with the regard for money. If your family is always in your pocket, then I'm gonna become an enemy to your family when I say you need to concentrate on our house.
I agree.
That is something I look, because your money spending habits mean a lot. But if you're broke because you're a bad spender, we can correct that. But if you're broke because you're trying to be super saver person, and people existence is determined on what you do for them, then we have a problem.
And if you're in the same household, you're right. It's supposed to be an hour. If you're sharing that household with that person, it's supposed to be our money. You're supposed to consult one another because you both paying bills together. Whatever you dish out of the pot for hours, it's supposed to be talked about. If you got your own savings, your own money put to the side, that's something different. Where if you helping your family out of your extra money. But if it's coming out of the pot of hours, that's a problem. You're right.
And because see, here's something that happened. My friend, I'm not gonna say his name or his situation because he got divorced. He wanted to start a business with his wife. They had a 5-year plan. She works for the Cook County government, and he works for the state. And he's working overtime, and she's working overtime. And the plan was for her to save up her check, overtime, and everything for 5 years. So with overtime, she would bring home maybe $110,000 a year. Now, so in 5 years, she should have $550,000. $550,000. She only had $121,000 out of the 5 years, because she was taking care of her kids and family members and taking care out of that, and thought she could put it back.
That's a lot to make up.
And so, but she never got back that, but it just kept on going on. He didn't realize when he had an opportunity where he was trying to get a franchise, and it was like 300-some thousand plus 100-some thousand they want you to have for collateral and everything. He didn't have it
because he thought the money was put up.
He thought the money was put up because she was taking care of everybody, and she's like, I can't leave my family out there. You know what I mean? And you know,
it caused ruffle.
It caused ruffle. He divorced her.
Yeah.
And so, but he said, I didn't realize how much her family was in her pocket. But again, so I look at that. So that's two factors: how much you do for your family.
Yeah, exactly.
And what type of kids you have.
That play a role.
Because if I'm in a house and my kids been in my house, they're familiar with my house, and you're in a house and your kids build your house, we have to get us a new house.
Exactly.
And rent those houses out. We have to get something we establish together and set the boundaries together and guidelines. Because one thing that I don't like, just me, is the kid feel like they can just pop up into my house and sleep wherever they want to sleep. Exactly. My kids don't do that. No. Your kid ain't gonna just walk up in the house when they get ready and sleep on something, eat something, go in my refrigerator. No, it ain't gonna happen.
Right. You gotta have respect. It's about respect. You're right. Boundaries. You're right.
You
If
know,
you're not teaching your kids respect and boundaries, that would happen.
because once you take anybody else's side
Mm-hmm.
outside of mine, and I'm your husband, it's over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's supposed to be a teamwork. So if you find that going on when you date somebody, you'll see the telltale signs before marriage. You'll see all that before marriage.
Yeah, which brings and that plan of thought. Because do you really know? Because do I have a right if we just dating or we're courting? Do I have a right to your financial history? Do I have a right to your mental history?
Yes.
Do I have a right to probe you, or do I accept you for who you are?
You got a right to a doctor's appointment. You got a right to a mental test.
No, I'm talking about, but this is a
Right.
day
You got a
and
right in this day and age.
relationship stage.
But in this day and age, you should want those because people aren't wrapped too tight. And then finances. People don't know how to manage money. And that's out here. That's the biggest thing now. Finances. And if you're going to take somebody as your significant other, you need to know whether they're in debt. When I mean by debt, meaning you don't got enough out your work check where you just got gas money to get back and forth to work. Or are you in a nice debt where you just owe your mortgage, light, gas, the media, the modern things? You need to know that type of thing, because if you're talking marriage, why would you want to marry somebody with their credit shot up far as not paying their bills or not making ends meet or getting into debt? Because your name going on that. When you marry somebody, hey, what's yours is theirs, what's theirs is yours. So you got to remember,
come after you.
You taking your debt with them. Their debt and your debt goes with them too. So you got to remember, that is a big factor before you get married. I would say those are questions you need to, if you're serious, but if you're just dating, you just need to know the bill of health and far as their mental status. You don't need nobody stalking you. You don't definitely need nobody popping up at your house. You need to know the status. But finances, when they get a little deeper, that means you're serious with that person. Hey, I think we need to move on to the next level. Let's sit down and have a plan. I told you about my brother plan. When you have a plan and they don't meet those expectations, you get left behind. If you're not on that level of growing together and because everybody, what you say, ain't in that growing process stage. Right. So you got to not let them handicap you and keep you behind. You got to leave them. It's okay.
Because for me personally, I think if I have a good job and making overtime and doing good, my wife's money shouldn't go to the bills. It should go for investment.
I agree.
And saving.
I agree.
Because therefore, if something happened, she got it.
I agree.
You know, because
that's
teamwork. Because
in building.
Think about Vera Wayne's husband. Gave,
good example.
Gave her some, she felt like, well, my husband making good money. I need to, let me get my own business. Turn around, her business worth billions.
That was but she did a good thing.
Yeah, now he works for her.
It worked out.
It worked out. So, those are things that I look at, and
I love examples like that because it can happen.
Now, one thing when it comes to a family, I look at now, I because I believe stuff is learned in sometimes family situations. Right. But one thing that I look at when it comes to family is how you reconcile conflict resolution.
Okay.
Because if all your family do is holler at each other, and I go to a bar and everybody want to argue, I'm looking at that because the tree, the apple, don't fall from the tree.
I know. Yes. Because the people like that, they fight each other at the function. I wasn't a part of it, but from my brother experience.
I was invited to a barbecue one day by a young lady and their family out there cussing each other out. She's like, they always do that.
Yeah, ignore them.
She's so nice. We went to a restaurant. She got a drink. Every they're looking like, knowing that I'm in the church.
The alcohol changed.
Like, listen, I know you that monthly church. We just. I'm looking at her like, are you for real?
Wow.
Like every sentence in with the S word.
She couldn't stop. She a sailor that day, huh? With the alcohol.
But I'm just saying. Yeah, I seen that. Because if nobody gonna give way That apple don't fall far from that tree. Let's go. Let's go on to more questions. Number 5.
Mhm.
Do you believe older women lead off or younger women lead off more with money? Do they lead off with money? That's about finance.
I think it go both ways because, like you said, some younger women, just like I know some younger women who got their stuff together and on the road to success. I mean, I would say it go both ways. I know some older women that got themselves together. So, I mean, it depends on your maturity level. Are you on that road? How was you? What stage you at in life? Some younger women are leading, some older women are leading. So it depends. It could go both ways.
I you know what? From my experience, older women lead off with money more
Okay.
because some of them want stability. They want stability, or they've accomplished so much that they have to protect what they have, opposed to, and they want a man to match them because they feel if a man can match their grind and match their ability, then they'll also match their internal ability, and that's not always so. Whereas the younger women, like I always ask a woman, like when I date somebody, a potential date, I have the coffee and bagel date first. Because if you want me to spend $300-400 on a date for you just to sit down and talk to you, you know what I mean? Then it shows a lot about you. Now, I can understand if you can do it for yourself, because what's her name? Lisa Ray said that I can't date a certain man, broke man, because, if you guys spend your whole check on somewhere I eat just for lunch, then it ain't going to work. You could be a good person, but I won't stretch you like that.
Right.
This is a place I go to lunch, but you guys spend your whole check just to take me to lunch.
Hey.
Or you go to do a weekend where I go do a month that costs you, half of your savings.
Yeah, that's right.
So I can understand that, but my thing is, you have a lot of older women I've met, or my age older. Okay. You've been through financial struggles and you've been in bad. So right now, you want that man to take care of you. You want that man to be, and he's supposed to be a provider. He's supposed to, and I have a problem with that. But you wanted that man to do that when you treat him like anything. You want to talk to him with no respect. You want to, I'm going to do what I want to do, and you're supposed to know I'm supposed to do that, but nobody said I'm supposed to do that for you. And a lot of them lead with, well, I can go for some of this. Laugh out loud. No, you wasn't laughing out loud. You just want to see if you can get it. I am so hungry. Well, you better get something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
We got to have a man on this show to give another opinion too.
So I'm just saying. Because now a younger woman, I'm being honest, I always ask a woman, are you too good to take a man out?
No.
I
think I have known women. I have took a man out. I mean,
younger ladies are more to that than a man. Now, a man's supposed to take me out. I asked a woman, would you take out a man on a first date?
And what she say?
Nah.
Was she older or younger?
Older one. Nah. He got it. What he gonna do for me? Young ladies like, listen, we can go Dutch, we can do whatever. I just want to spend time with you.
Them be the women who set in their ways, though. I mean, they beliefs are a man supposed to take, or just like you said, they had experience. Well, no, I'm not doing it. But I don't see nothing wrong with a man taking a woman out for the first date, or a woman treating a man for the first date. Hey, that's just showing, hey, I got money just like you got it. Some women make statements by taking a man out. I know women who make statements by doing that. I don't need you for your money. I'm here for your company.
I think a lot of women, older women, are either super successful or unsuccessful.
Okay.
And they either looking to protect what they have, or they want somebody to give them everything they didn't have.
It can go both ways.
A younger woman could be that way.
Yeah.
But most younger women are in the evolving stage, whereas they looking for financial help too. Don't get.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
gonna
why
say
I
they're
say it
not.
go both
I'm
ways.
not gonna say they're not. But from the women I've seen so many that got it together that if you give them, choice, they're gonna run with it. I know some people that got good advice
Mhm.
and ran with it.
That's why I say I agree, but I have never dated a woman, so I can't give you no opinion on
I
dating a
hope
woman.
not.
So that's why I say I gotta let him
The
take the
views
cake
of
on
my
that.
co-star. So, but a lot of ladies nowadays, older ladies that I've ran into are very competitive, and it's basically like, I need you to keep me safe, which is good, but it's like, let me get to know you
First.
Let's see if we're compatible. Me taking care of you, because you know why? One of the things, and this is my therapist said to me, and I wrote it and I live by it. He said, nobody will celebrate your discipline, but they're until they need to borrow your results.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That, when you look at people, they always make you the bad guy when they're always ahead of what they're getting from you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because once you realize that saying that yes and saying no gets you the same results, it's no all time.
Exactly. He just experienced that.
The truth.
He just had an experience on that. Far as when you helping people, then when they prevail, they think they all that.
I had people who I helped, their kids, help them and leave me dry and make me out to a bad guy. It ain't just relationship wise. People afraid of what God truly sends you.
And not only that,
I had a pastor tell me, I gotta look you up. I gotta look up your history. And I gotta go talk to your old people that you knew or you bet to see what type of guy you are, even though they're gonna lie according to what it is. But then, or I say, you know what, I'm in therapy. Well, I need, in order to serve in this church, I gotta be a part of your therapy. Says like we animals, or people cattle, or something like, whatever you learn about me don't matter if God sends me. But people are to a point whereas they want from you what they're unwilling to put in. My therapist said to me, when somebody say you arrogant, somebody say you know it all, somebody said, tell them it is not me speaking, but it's my work speaking, my discipline speaking, my sacrifice, my fasting, my praying, my all of that.
Used to say, yo, you think you too good. What? No, you think I'm too good because you're saying it.
If you put nothing in none of those things, what gives you the entitlement to what I work for?
Exactly. And then, like I say, you pat your own self on the back. You don't need nobody to pat you on the back. You do good. Hey, congratulations to me, because people hate to congratulate one another. They feel like you did something they should have been doing, or it's the other way around. Oh, she think, like you said, she thinks she doing something. Now you must think it because you're saying it.
And you ain't saying because I'm doing
Right.
something.
You saying it.
You're doing you because you don't put in the work.
Exactly. But if I put in the work to get 3 degrees, CDL, that's my accomplishment. That's not your accomplishment. That's how I'm going to eat and live. So what's wrong with that?
I meet a lot of ladies that listen, and that's why I'm blessed. And let me just set the sidebar while we're talking. If you can help somebody, especially what's going on with this government, the SNAP program, help somebody. You know what I mean? My family eat. I thank God that God blessed me with a multitude. They're eating. Even the ones that didn't get what they were supposed to give government, they're eating. And I thank God for blessing them and help people. Don't throw it in their face later. Don't make them feel so, but help them. But for me, I just think older women leave with more money more because either they got too much to protect or they want to be kept like they've never been kept in their whole life.
And I couldn't give you a good experience on that because, like I said, I never dated anyone. So I let Corey take the dough on that one. But yeah, I can say for me, from my friends, I have older and younger friends. I think it goes both ways, from my opinion, of having friends that dealt with things like that. But I could be wrong,
Now, here's the question number 6. I think it's a good question to ask. It says, has the roles of men and women changed and changed? And is this the reason now? And now, is that the reason why older men date younger women because they could be in the role God intended for them to be in. And that is one of the greatest questions, because right now we deal with a lot of masculine women.
That's a deep question.
That's a deep question. Now, I am not saying that this is something that they wanted, but it's a lot of factors, like bad men, like men who abandon them with responsibilities. Because when a woman has a child, you know, the man can abandon that child, but a woman can't.
And I also think too, it's less men out here.
Yeah.
That want to step up to the role as being a man, a provider. We got a lot of things batting against the women who pick men. Like you say, what makes you think I'm going to settle for a man that don't know how to pay bills? What makes you think I will settle for a man who don't take care of their kids? What makes you think I settle for a man who runs back and forth between multiple women?
But
There's a lot of factors against women.
But here's the thing. God gave a design for family. You know, he gave a design where Eve was created. And this is what a lot of strong women don't want to talk about.
Okay.
Eve was created for Adam's journey.
Correct.
I'm going to make you a suitable helpmate. The roles have been reversed because you have a lot of strong women who had to be strong, who had to step in man position, because a lot of men didn't step up, or because life made them become this person.
I agree.
And one of the hardest things to let go is something that caused you to survive. If you almost drown and you get into a boat from that water, it's hard to get, even though it's short right here, it's hard to get on that because you almost died.
Exactly. And to repeat it again, you're not going.
You're not, even if there was a story, and the way I like this story, because you've heard the story before, but I like to how this man ended it. He said there was a 600-pound man who was walking on the side of the ocean, and he fell, his stomach fell in. Now, all the people in there screaming, he in the water going down, yelling, help, help. And everybody looked at this swimmer who's an Olympic gold medal swimmer. They're like, jump in there and help you. And the man kept saying, no, I can't jump in there yet. Can't do it. And he kept swimming, and he's going down. He can't. So all of a sudden, the man went down, and I guess he passed out, and he floated up. And when he floated up, the man jumped in. He jumped in, and he saved him. And they was like, well, why you didn't save him? Why you didn't save him? He said, because he was fighting.
Right. He would have pulled him down.
He would have pulled me down. I had to wait for him to stop fighting to pull him down. But he said, I'm going to tell y'all what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this man and come back in a year and push him in the same water. I want y'all to come back a year from now and push him in, and watch me push him in the water. So a year passed, everybody came, they want to sit pushing the man. They see the man walking with another man his size. And the man his size, he pushed in the water. The man swam all around the water, came back up, jumped out the water and said, hey. And it was like, see, so one by the crowd said, you're lying. You're lying. You said you're going to come back with the same man and you're going to push him back. I said, I did come back with the same man. That's him. And everybody looked. I said two things. He lost 450 pounds, and I taught him how to swim.
That's a good thing.
Same man, same place, but not the same situation. He learned. So when we look at life, we have been in a place where we have learned how to survive so long that we cannot relinquish that and live a normal life. We have made dysfunction so normal and natural that it's a part of our character, and we feel that it's the way, because it's meant for man to be head over household, for him to be a provider, for his woman to be nourishing and supportive, and they work together to build something. and that they raised their kids together. The devil wanted to destroy family because the roles of each of us is a form of obedience to God. Many people don't see that. You have a lot of women nowadays, and you can speak on this, who are too strong to marry.
That's true, because a lot of people are afraid, like they said, dominance, the male dominance. They don't let it role play. They take it away from men. Let the man be a man. Let the woman be woman. You know, sometimes you have to know when to let your guard down in certain situations. You can't always be the man when you got a man standing on the side of you. Let him play.
How do you
his
do
role.
that? How you do that? Talk to him.
I would simply say you got to first know who you
Because you're strong and your guard up.
My guard is only up because when you allow somebody in your space, it becomes the wrong person. So when I go to dating people, I try to be a friend to people first before you date them, because you don't want to get involved with people that just know your business, just want to be nosy. You got to know what you're telling people and know, are they in it to be a mate for you, or are they just in it to know your business? You got to distinguish the two.
Do you think you're too strong?
No. I'm never too strong today.
You heard you say today.
I'm never going to take the role away from a man.
You said today.
I told you, I'm never going to take away a man's responsibility, because I'm one of the women who my kid's father didn't step up to the plate. So I can't date anybody that's not taking care of their kids, though. I have what you call it. I prejudge. I need to know. I need to be your friend to see what you got going on first before you can even get to the second stage, because I don't want drama in my life. I don't have drama. I shouldn't be subject to drama. So, like you said, I don't want to date women who got the disrespectful kids. You got to know that woman to know if her kid's disrespectful or not. You got to know somebody before you go down that road.
Now the question says, and this was a guy that said that it's the reason why he dated a younger lady is because he could be in the role that God wanted him to be in, the way it should be, opposed to somebody's age. Because the Bible said you would rather live in a house at the edge of a rooftop than a house full of strife. That you don't want to be strife. That sometimes some people feel like fighting is a form of showing you love them. Got it confused. So it is a role, because nowadays men cannot be in the role because how can a woman judge a man in the role that God put him in? Because you got a lot of men that got to prove to a woman that he is that man, opposing to that woman trusting God, and God showed him that he's that man, because he has to meet my standards.
And what standards are those?
Or a lot of women have standards, whereas women have now in dating forgot the fly to him. And they now forgot that you got to be chose just like he got to be chose.
And that's why I say you have to sit back and wait. You can't be the chooser. You got to wait till God put that man or woman in front of you and say, this is meant to be. You're going to get a signal. And some of us haven't gotten that signal. And that goes back to saying, how do you know a person overlooked the right one or the wrong one? I may overlook the abuser. We don't know that, because just because somebody like you don't mean you have to give everybody a chance.
Here's two things. Remember, I was saying this in the car. God gave us two ways to judge people. One of them was tried by the Spirit. Because the Bible says, we serve God in what? Spirit and truth. He didn't say flesh and truth.
Right.
He didn't say mind and truth. He said spirit and truth.
And that's the thing too these days. A lot of men and women do not go to church. A lot of us are not spiritual. So you got a slim chance, like I said before, of picks or somebody picking you, because we don't have a lot of men out here that want to be men to uphold a household.
Now, two is you can tell a tree by the what? Fruit it bears.
Fruit it bears. Yeah.
But when we generalize, is what's killing the dating process.
True.
Because we run into a few bad men and bad women, then we say
they give up.
We have men out here that's doing this. We have women. We don't say, watch this. one little accountability word, the ones I chose.
Right. They bunch it all up.
The ones I date. Because what is in you that's attracting a person that destroyed you or tried to hurt you?
And that's the thing. You don't know because nobody took the time to sit down and fix themselves. A lot of people don't. They just move right on to the next category. The next person, next runner up, I say, come on down. It's the Price is Right. They go from one experience to the next instead of working on self. A lot of people can't be alone.
There was a
I
woman
don't know why.
that I recently, maybe 7 months ago, got in contact with.
Mhm.
And not to get contact, she got contact with me because there was a man that dogged her out.
Mhm.
And she was coming to me for sympathy and coming to me for guidance and feeling better. But here's the point with this woman was. Now, let me tell you the story between me and her. I was cared about her and I helped her in every aspect. I helped her financially. I was there for her spiritually. I helped her with it. I did everything that, not saying that, you know, she had to give me a chance and none. She made it clear she wanted to be friends and everything. But she took every part, or I gave her every part of a relationship without the relationship.
Okay.
And when you choosing a man that I told you wasn't right,
Mhm.
because you're looking, because see, we overlook the people who provide necessities
Okay.
to go by what we want.
Right.
God showed me a year and a half ago. He said, son, you've been praying all this time for what you wanted, but you never asked me for what you needed.
Okay.
And a lot of people are very oblivious, or they're non-affected by the feelings from the people around them. Because nobody want to get on radio except me and talk about all the good people I passed.
Okay.
You know, we always talk about all the bad people that did, but you can't tell me you didn't run into, because we can always say, well, that could have been that person, that could have been that. That is a, you know what? You know what? But that is also a cop-out, because you
Yeah.
know what? I'm not going to give that person a chance because I want that person. But then I'm going to turn around and blame that person for being the person they are because I messed that person over.
And you can't blame nobody but what? Yourself.
Because
You
what
can't
did you
blame
choose?
nobody.
So this woman called me telling me, and you know what she wanted me to do was to open up and, you know, let me save you. And I told her, you didn't give me an opportunity. Well, I just look at you as friend, even though you took everything, you made sure that every part aspect of a relationship was fulfilled, but except the relationship.
She passed you over.
You know,
Yeah.
and see two things.
Mhm.
My spirit was right, and you can tell by the fruit I bear, because I bear good fruit.
Exactly.
You benefited from the fruit.
Exactly. She looked over that.
Now this guy ran over your face.
Why you gotta say it like that? She got her face
Ran over your face, and now you like, well, I'm sorry, and I want to give you a chance. No, love don't live here
But see,
anymore.
you actually experienced that. I never experienced that in so many words. I have experienced helping somebody and not getting the same thing back in return when they get up on their feet. You're gonna go through, but I don't look for, it's how you treat me. And that's why I say we tend to say, you know what? I'm not gonna help nobody else. You know, we allow one person to tarnish that for everybody, which you shouldn't. Everybody is not the same. I'm sorry. Everybody didn't do you like that. It's just that one person that did you like that.
You can help people, but Christ is our savior.
Exactly.
I am not meant to save everybody.
No,
I
you're not.
can't.
You help one, and then do you feel like you'll ever help another woman again?
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Okay, so you didn't.
I'm sure I will, but I'm not gonna throw my pearls to swine. You know, I'm not going, you know, I'm not, that's scripture. I'm not going, I will just, you know, I'm not going, hey, you know, I can't, you know, I'm not getting into nothing crazy.
Okay, I understand. So you didn't allow that to dictate.
No, I'm like, listen,
and that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry you went through that. Have a nice year life. God bless you.
I can dig it because I kind of relate to that. Don't come in the door talking about your problem.
because
I'm not
there are a
Satan.
lot of
I'm
people.
not a Satan.
A lot of people will take relationship benefits from, because truth of the matter is there are a lot of people hurt because there are people who will take relationship benefits from them.
Exactly.
And
Knowing
without the
they didn't want
relationship,
a
and they don't want a relationship. But I want you to still help me with my bills.
Yeah.
I want you to still listen to me
I want
all
you to
night.
still be on
I want you to still love me.
Yeah.
I want you to still
I
do
don't
for
want
me.
they don't want nobody else to have.
You know, but you cannot look for something. So as soon as you get feelings, I told you I didn't want no friends.
Or they
'Cause
want to hold you from another person coming along and getting those priorities.
Right.
from you.
And then, you know, but then they don't mind it. They don't care because they didn't got what they wanted from you.
Exactly.
Not understanding that you reap what you sow.
It comes
You
back
know,
around.
the Bible said, you know, you what you do come back the other 3 times. So every dollar you take from me, God taking 3 away from you.
And treat people how you want to be treated.
So
I mean, everybody don't fit that criteria.
yeah.
either. So I do agree. I mean,
So in this question, he's basically saying, my friend is saying, in order to be in the role that God put me in, to be a role as head of a family,
okay.
take care of my wife, take care of my family, do everything, I had to get a woman younger.
And that's his opinion.
You know, whereas an older woman, it was basically a fight. It's a mental chess game.
He wanted a yes.
No, it's not about you, because that's the next question. This is the next question.
Okay. What is
Where you say, do women, especially older women, know the difference between strength and difficult? I believe a lot of ladies
they
don't know the difference, and y'all may not agree with me on this. You can
No.
always inbox me.
I agree to
They
a certain
don't
extent.
agree. They don't understand strength for being difficult.
I agree to a certain extent. Now, what I believe when you're talking about strength, it goes about the learning process. Can I go through something, learn from it, and not take that badness to the next person? If you can do that, take something that you learned, even if it was good or bad, and say, hey, I'm not going to take that to the next person. You grow from that. That's the strength you have. But if you're going to be that person that just take that awfulness, that badness you had, and just going to turn it into, when you get with the next person, bicker, argue, or keep not let it go and tell the next person what happened to you and keep that process up, that's the difficult person. That's what I believe as far as that goes. But if you learning and you grow from that experience, that's the strength to me. That's the strength all day long.
I believe what will not lie in this world is your results.
Correct.
If I can say I can drive a truck, I can confidently say you can drive a truck.
Okay.
Why? Because we're both motor truck drivers for the city of Chicago.
Correct.
So we do it on a regular basis.
Correct.
You know, if everybody's the problem wherever you go,
I like this one.
maybe it's you. If all men got a problem, maybe it's you.
Exactly.
If no man can handle a strong woman, maybe it's you.
I agree, because everybody ain't the same. So if you're running around the same people and saying they difficult, something is wrong. Something is wrong. That means they took that strength that they should have learned from, embedded in their heart, in their mind, and said, this is who I am. They made that strength become a difficult to them. Now they thinking, oh, I gotta argue with this man for him to like me. Oh, I gotta have this man or woman hit me to make me think that's love. They didn't grow from that problem. They created another problem inside of them. That's what I believe the difficulty is. That's what they call a difficult person to deal with. They haven't let the problem go. They embedded in their life and they took it on down the road to the next person, and that became their character. That's what I believe.
And you know what? One of the things that I look at when I think about being difficult is some people don't want to see any other point. That they're not talking to you for understanding, clarity, or comprehension, or to move forward.
Okay.
They just want to make a point. They don't want to move from a point. You know, it's so bad that there was a lady on TikTok. that would send me a message every day. And I told her, listen, I don't want to, you ain't got to send me this message. Quit sending me these messages.
What were they saying?
It was inspirational messages, but you ain't got to do this. Another guy doing the same thing. And you know what both of them said to me?
What?
If you don't want me to send you messages, block me.
So they were going to keep doing it.
like, are you serious?
You told them to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Block me then.
That's that embeddedness. They entitled to.
Like,
that's those people I just told you about.
There was like I told you about. It was an older lady, older than me. I was super in love with her. I was very in love with her, and she wanted to be seen. She wanted to argue all the time. Like, I wanted to invite her into my life. I wanted to work with her on some of the things I'm working on and everything. And you're arguing with me, but you don't even want to take a look at absolutely true. You are speaking order, the respect. It comes with relay. You're right. She did not want to hear. And my thing was, I'm glad you have ideas.
Right.
I'm glad. I'm just saying, you at an age where you see what you're doing is not working. Why don't you take a look at what I got and try it my way? And then once we work this way, then we can come back and try to work that way. Or let me show you, or catch what you're trying to do on the way. I have a plan.
Yeah.
She basically like, nah, or difficult, always, hey, what's going on? Always say, well, men can't deal with a strong woman. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to do this. What results are you getting with that?
Sometimes you got to look at yourself, like I said. And when you hold on to things like that of that nature, I'm going to speak it's okay to speak your mind when needed. It's okay to voice your opinion when necessary. Some things are left better unsaid than said sometimes. I have a friend. I have tried to help that friend out in multiple ways about communicating and finding his own self before you go back to the same situation that he was in. But like you say, he gotta want it. He didn't want it. He felt like he'll revert back to the same situation, so he gonna get those same results. So it's come a time in my life where I gotta say, I didn't talk enough. Now it's up to you to put that action into perspective on your own life. You can't lead a horse to water. Is basically what I'm saying. You only can tell somebody something and hope they take your knowledge and advice. But if they don't, oh well, you can't come back to me with the same advice, the same problem 3 times in a row. No, I'm going to tune you out now. You do what you want to do. You think giving that person that much time that you asked for, go ahead. Go right ahead. Now I ain't got nothing to say. I told you. You asked me, you put me in it. I gave you my advice. I'm going to leave it alone.
Ladies, men too.
Yeah, it go both ways.
You don't have a right to just say whatever you want to say to somebody. You can't come to me because I'm your spouse or your mate and say I have a right to say what I want to say. You don't go into your boss and say whatever you want to say. You don't go into the job and cuss nobody out.
It's about respect.
You respect. So you tell me the people on your job got more respect. You got more respect for them than your spouse.
You coming home and you everything on the kitchen table. No, that's not right.
How I measure strength against difficulty is results.
Correct.
If you never have none and nothing's never built with you and we never going nowhere, then you're difficult. But if you're strong and you see something and we working on something, you bring something to the table, we're moving, that's strength.
Right.
But if you just talking just to be talking and got something to say, it ain't gonna happen.
And years have passed. If you date somebody for so long and they never married you over 10 years, or you don't see results, you have to wake up. Let me just give you a little message. People think that's a good thing when people revert back to you. No, they don't. It's only convenience when they come back to you after so long. If they've been with you for 15, 20 years on and off, and they haven't put a ring on your finger, or they haven't made any commitments to you worth sacrificing, or they haven't even grown with you to make things work or better y'all life together. He don't want you, ma'am, and she don't want you, sir. That's an eye opener for me. That's like saying, hey, you're never gonna learn I'm not the woman or man for you because we haven't grown together. It's a point in your life where you get older and you mature and you want more. You either gonna grow, elevate up, or you're gonna stay the same, or you're gonna move on. And I tell that to anybody. When people revert back, it's about comfortability. And they're gonna make
That's
sure
good.
they
That's good.
comfortable
That's
with
good.
where they at because
That's
ain't
good.
no challenges there. They're gonna say, I'm gonna go back over here because ain't no challenge with her. But over here, you got a challenge. You want to grow together, you want to build credit together, you want to get some type of platform for your kids to leave behind. For they can say, well, my mom and dad left this for me, and I can take this and grow more. Teach your kids something. But if you never change and elevate, hey, that's on you. I can't talk enough about make the right decisions for you and your life. But when a person, a man or woman, keep leading you on and what they say, what they call it, gaslighting you, you got to realize enough is enough because I sent him back to you. He didn't come back willingly.
Right.
Man or woman, let him come back to you. You don't remember that part. It's what you forget. She allowed him to come back and make you look stupid again. So hey, you got to realize, wake up, people.
She need her
wake
own
up,
radio show.
Wake up. You can talk on and on about
She
that
need- she need
experience,
her
but you got
radio
to wake
show.
up for yourself.
Now,
Wake up.
come now. We got
We got another question.
number 8. My boy Melvin said, he married a younger woman because women his age or older, they tend to be an overseer more than being a friend.
Okay.
That he said that the younger woman that he married was more of a friend to him. He said a woman his age or older want to be an overseer. They want to tell you where to park, where to go, what to eat. Do this. You ain't doing this right. Go Bernie Mac say, stop right there. Go right there. Do this.
I experienced that from an older man.
You
Do
know,
this. I want you to wear your hair like this. I want you to dress like this. Older men do that too. So you got to look at the clothes you wear. Oh, that's too provocative. That's this, do that. I only wear that in the house. You do get those grandpa locks.
you know what?
You do get those granddaddies.
You wrong.
They're trying to dress
Grandma,
you and mold you too.
don't go over there. Don't cough this way. You don't need that pop. That got too much sugar in it. That got fat in it. Shut up.
It go both ways.
He said, here's the woman. He said, I ain't dated a woman his age or a little woman older before, and all they did was they complained about what it is. I need a man to do that. I need a man. What do you bring? Like he was like, listen. He said, he woke up and said, good morning.
Uh-huh.
And the lady said, the first thing I heard about was not good morning. You sleep wild. You snore too much.
Wait a minute, I'm more than that. She made her point coming out. You snore too much. You this, you that.
My eyes swollen because you fell your arm over smacking the eye. Good morning.
That is a red flag, y'all. That is a red flag. If you find yourself in trap with one of those, move away. Get away. You want somebody where you wake up pleasant to happy all the time. Hey, good morning, babe. Hey, got breakfast ready. One of us, I cook breakfast today. You cook breakfast tomorrow. I want somebody loving who understands the meaning of a relationship. A lot of us don't understand that meaning. Partnership. What is the partnership to y'all? I mean, you got to understand. I take 3 categories and combine them to a relationship: partnership, commitment, and respect. That gives you the relationship title right there. But if you don't have those, you should not be in a relationship, and you shouldn't be dating without any money. That's how I feel on that.
Hey, see why she's single, y'all.
You can't take nobody nowhere without no money. Where y'all gonna go?
Listen, I'd rather eat.
But where you gonna go if you ain't got no money or can't buy nothing in the crib?
There was a gentleman that did not have a job. He did not have a job. Okay. He told the lady, said, I'm laid off, but I'm working on stuff. I'm trying to be a chef.
Okay.
And she was like, okay. He was like, I can't take you out.
Well, he was up front.
But can you come to my home and I will cook you a dinner? Now, according to him, whatever he cooked for her, she accepted his proposal 3 days later.
3 days?
3 days later.
Dates later.
So whatever he cooked for her,
Hey,
he made it work.
His chef skills showed off. He's a chef.
He said, "Well, she bit into something." First thing, the eyes went up like,
it was good food. So he got a skill though. He ain't one of them ones that don't have a skill set.
me. I want friendship.
Okay.
I want somebody I can spend time, do stuff with, go to games, go out. I don't believe that men and women should have friends married.
No.
Unless you
That
both
should be-
friends mutual. I just
Right.
don't believe it. I don't have no
Married,
best
yes.
friend I'm talking to married.
No, if you married, you should know my friends and I should know your friends.
She should be my only friend.
Yeah. And if you
We
got-
need to do stuff together. So
That's true.
most people build their relationship on financial stability. They build on mental. They build it on a lot of things, or even on love. But what about friendship?
Right.
Do I enjoy being around you? Do I enjoy your time? Are we compatible? Do we have fun? Can we laugh at something just to laugh? Just look at somebody and laugh.
It goes back to when you date them. That's what I said when you're trying to figure out if we're gonna move to that second stage. You got to be friends with somebody. You
Yeah.
can't just go right into date on a relationship. I need to know your ins and outs, what you're capable of doing. Do you got any kids? Or what your parents looking like? You know what I'm saying? Not looking like, but are your parents here? We need to know things, personal things, just as well as on the
Be like,
surface.
your daddy got a big head. Your head gonna be that big when you get that old. Hey, right. See a bad influence. See a bad influence. Yo, your
No,
mama look good.
Some
You look
people,
like
what
your
I
mama.
mean by that, some people can camouflage. You got three types of people inside of you. I don't care what nobody says. You got the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everybody got a good side. Everybody got a bad side because people have bad days. And some people got that ugliness, that ugly side to say, leave me alone.
Ugly to the
That's
bone.
right. So when they say, oh, I'm so perfect, don't believe it. Ain't no such thing as perfect out here. I'm sorry.
Now let's talk about something. Reason why a lot of men marry younger women.
Okay.
The question that somebody posed to me is how important sex to a marriage. If your spouse doesn't please you, is that grounds for ending the marriage?
No, I think you should get together with your spouse and talk about the things that you need to be fulfilled. You should not take that outside. That's a topic that y'all should discuss together or with counsel to find out what's going on. That's the topic that can be fixed unless something is wrong far as the doctor or something, you know. But that's a topic that needs to be discussed between two parties, not 3, 4, and 5, and 6. No.
Now, this is where you know what, I agree with you 200% on that. That's not, you can always better, but
Yeah.
But I don't think, and it's just me, I don't believe that dating a younger woman is the answer for that, because the older women, you know, because they got 60-year-olds that look better than 20-year-olds. They got 70-year-olds. They got 70-year-old women that look gorgeous.
Mhm.
That's amazing. So I don't agree with that on there. So I think that, like you say, counseling and everything.
Yeah, I think it's other
You
ways.
know.
Once you marry
Yeah.
better for it.
Now, this is a good question. Number 10. Do you think older women or men are more disrespectful than younger men because all the stuff they've been through their whole life? This question is like, do you think that older women and men are more disrespectful?
I think it go both ways because some of us cuss like a sailor. It ain't got to do with age. It got to do with having respect for one another. That goes with the respect card. I can know you today and meet somebody, and that don't mean you know me. But when you sit down and start talking to me and see how I watch the games or see how I involve myself with other things, you're going to say she cussed like a woo, woo, woo. But if I'm out on a date or in public, I know how to be versatile. So some people can hide that. So I don't think it's older or younger. I mean, we all going to curse at some time in our life, but cussing each other out, I think it go both ways. It could be the older women or the young.
I think younger women, I think that's a both way question too. Go, because there are a lot of young women that are very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Bad attitude, say whatever they wanted to, but you have a lot of judgmental older women
who
are very disrespectful. That you get to a point like I got a right to say what I want to say. I'm grown.
Or you can't
and you can't tell me what to do. You either gonna accept it or not. And you know what? Most people don't.
They set in their ways.
That was a part of Think Like a Man is not funny. But in the part of Think Like a Man, the guy said, no older generation have now filtered and speak their mind. That's different from being disrespectful. The generation has lack of, what's that? Petitions, respect. I agree with that. My man,
It's
Raymond,
about respect. Yeah. Some
you
people
know,
don't respect people.
I think, when there was a part in the movie, whereas she said, I don't go out with men who don't open the car door for me. Remember? He said,
Oh, yeah.
He said, you really? He said, yes. Really?
But see, what do you think on that? As far as a man not opening the car door?
Well, if he picking you up and you you need to be.
I gotta hear this. Wait a minute.
I believe a man should do.
That's taken away from the man.
I believe he should.
That's old school.
I believe that.
Right.
He should. But let me get on this because we got a few more. We got like a half an hour. I want to get with all his questions. He said, I think we have lost respect for each other, period. Because we don't review ourselves in the same manner we do, because you ain't cussing me out in church in front of all the church folks, are you? You ain't cussing me out in front of work.
Depends on who them people is in church.
You ain't gonna walk in there, and do that. So why in the world do you feel like, because some people feel like I've earned the right because of all I've been through to speak the way I want to speak.
That don't give you the right. Respect is respect. You go a long way.
Well, Ramon, what he said that a lot of people take off the filter, but there is a level of attack we have to do and speak. The Bible said, Jesus said in the Bible, I have drawn thee with what? Love and kindness. Exactly. That, I heard a quote this morning where the guy said, I'm strong enough to deal with what I'm going through, but I'll never forget those who offer help. Okay. That
in so many words. He appreciated what he went through, and he appreciated the people who was there for him. So he's always going to remember that.
Right. He said, I ain't going to act. I'm too strong not to ask for it. He said, I'm too strong not to ask for help.
Okay.
I mean, I'm too strong to ask for help, but I never forget those who offered help.
And that's what I mean. That's something that's going to always stay with him.
So I think that a lot of people, the older they get, the more bold they get in their words. I think that younger people are more disrespectful because they're just smart, but older people feel like I need to say what I'm gonna say the way I'm gonna say it. You can accept it or not.
He ain't saw YouTube or Facebook, y'all, because them young ones be on that cutting up.
I believe that. Now let's get to my friend Sheila question. My friend Sheila said that the reason why she believed that older men date younger women is because two alpha people can't make it together because both used to be in control and no one wants to relinquish control. What do you think?
I don't think that's true. I think when you have two alpha people, it's a challenge for people who've been in control, but I think they will give, both of them can be submissive to each other. What's wrong with that? I think when you have an alpha person standing on the side of you, can learn from each other. I don't see it as being a bad thing. I would love an alpha person standing on the side of me. We're going to learn and grow together. I don't see that being an issue of letting your guards down for one of them to take control. If it's the man, he's going to lead. So if you want the man title, that means she's too overbearing. An alpha woman can also let that man dictate for her. Go ahead and run the show. You a man first and foremost. I wouldn't want to step in that title of taking away a man's title of being a provider, a role model, and a person that keeps you safe from harm's way. No, keep that title. I'm gonna let you have it. You're gonna be alpha woman. I'm gonna be alpha woman, but I'm gonna let you step up and I'm gonna follow your lead. I don't know what's wrong with that.
I believe that success builds us up, but it also creates boundaries what we're afraid to go out of.
True. Create
a place of safety, because most successful people, you see them in their success and the people want a part of their success, but they don't know what they went through to get there.
True, I can go.
You know what I mean? Like my mom, a strong Black woman, she never married again, but she had to take care of 3 kids, had to do work by herself. She had to do that. And so she didn't know how to relinquish that because a lot of people are thrusted into that, and it's hard because when you're and it reminds me of this video I seen with 50 Cent in there where he had this daughter. And this boy was going to take out her for a date, and 50 Cent brought him into the garage with all them scary guys. And he said, listen, for the first time in my life, my daughter protection has been my job. For the first time in my life, I got to relinquish that to someone else. That's you. Yeah. He said, don't mess up. Your mama going to have to be sad when she had to reel you around. I'll be back. I seen that movie. Yeah. But it makes you think that, okay, I have to depend on somebody, especially when I've lived a life where everybody rejected me and left me hanging. You know, especially somebody that was homeless, somebody who had to eat out of the garbage can and came from nothing. And now they made something. It's hard to be able to sit and listen to somebody. Yeah, that's true. It's hard. Like for me, it's like I've done it and I know it. Like for me, when I look at, I've never eat out of garbage, but what I'm saying is I know what it is to struggle. Right. I know. You know, and for somebody to walk in my life and now you want to tell me how I should spend my money that I work for, that I sacrifice for, what I do, that's hard because you just getting the finished product. You know, you wouldn't celebrate me my discipline. You just need to borrow some of the results. You need, you know. It's hard to meet somebody and let them in your circle like that. It's hard. I do. You know, I don't think two alphas can make it. I think and the reason why I don't is because, you know, what bearing do you have on somebody? Whereas I got mine, you got yours. So if I don't want to do it, I ain't got to do it. And you ain't going to do it, you can do it. Letting a man be a man. Because everybody ain't going to do that because you got a lot of feminists. You got a lot of feminists who have hurt their ministry. Who, you know, I got a friend of mine that hate men. Okay. And she get on there and bash men constantly. Oh, wow. Or you know what, these men ain't nothing, they don't want it. And it's like, what do you do? Whereas a younger woman, even if she needs something, has an admiration and respect that you don't see. Men value respect over love, finance, even intimacy. Some of them, not all. You know, a real man does. Okay. You know, so it's like, and then it's like right now, it's such a shortage of good men. And so you know, why would you treat a good man horrible? Break them down. You know, so two alphas, you know, it's like, you know, I believe this now. I always use my friend as an example. He's the alpha and his wife is the alpha, but she's a different alpha. And they work. And the reason why I said that is because, you know, that's the example I used on my boy that was on my show. Yeah, because, but somebody had to not be the alpha. I said that somebody got a Lord. Because when he started a import export business, I'm gonna tell you about. Yeah. And I just told him, me and you together combined ain't half as smart as she is. Let her run your whole company. Stay home, take care of your daughters, be involved in them, do what you have to do. Let her make all the decisions. Still your company is her. She'll get half of it anyway. She took a $175,000 business and turned it into over almost 1.7, almost $2 million. That's good. But he couldn't be the alpha no more. He's still an alpha, but she had to run everything without. I said, and I told her when she was sitting in the chair, it was on my show. You better back me up because you know I'm right. Right. You got a PhD in finance. You're brilliant. Right. She's a beautiful nerd. She walk around figuring out stuff like over Captain Global on Hidden Figures. Right. Let her run it. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That was a good decision they both made. But he had because if I have a brilliant woman, I'm still alpha, but I have to back up. That's what I said. And let her run. Two alphas will make it. One got to relinquish and let them. But two strong people that want to lead. No, not leading. But remember, I said one of them have to sacrifice, let the other one lead. You're right. It can't be two at the top in so many words. You got to let somebody lead. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Everybody won't feel like they need it. That's true. It's hard when you got a woman who can fix her own car.
Now who can do that? 'Cause mechanic, come on over here.
Baby, I'll tell you, Kai, to Kai,
Who do that?
already fixed it.
Oh no female mechanics like that.
I already
Whoa,
fixed it. Come on.
whoa, that's a good thing. Though. That's a positive thing. Hey, get
You
your
know.
car fixed. You ain't got to take it to the shop. I'll spend the money at the shop. What? Where's she at? Well, I can take my car.
So you know what I mean? I want a strong woman. I want somebody strong enough to deal with me, but I want somebody that's strong enough to work with me.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, so now number 11, no, number 12. We got three more questions, then we're gonna go. You have to choose according to your call of God on your life and not what you want. In that logical thinking, does age play a factor in that, or should spiritual maturity be the only factor when you look at somebody according to your call?
I think it's both spiritual and age, because sometimes you have to be able to read the age and find out if they're mature. Some people of age are not mature yet. You know, you can date a 25-year-old and they're not mature on your level. So you have to know the age that you're dealing with, because you may get that one that don't want to be bothered until you got the money and may want to go shopping all the time. Then you get that other 25-year-old that's about business, in business college, ready, thriving. You got to know who you dating and know what it's all about before you can make that judgment on age and spirituality.
You know what? I agree. I think, but it is a lot of young people, especially young women, on fire for God.
See?
I know some young women in their 20s can
Mhm.
preach down a house, in their 30s. You know, young leaders, young pastors, young that's doing it. You
Right.
know, and you know, even the yoke is the way at a certain age. Okay, that's deep. I can go with that.
Yeah, at a certain age. That's what
Raymond
I
Perry
said.
said that, you know, at a certain age,
That's what I mean.
and that could be so, you know,
Maturity.
but you know,
Everybody ain't
some people had to grow up. Situations make people grow up.
exactly.
You know, some people didn't have a childhood.
Exactly. And now they live in their childhood now. So that's why I say you got to be careful in what age. It ain't the age group, it's the person. You can pick that 25-year-old who haven't grew up yet and just finally got a chance to grow up and have their childhood now to themselves. So she may not be mature on your level. That's what I mean by you also have to find out. They could be the same age. You got this 25-year-old over here in business school. You got this 25-year-old going to the club. So which one you gonna choose?
So if she's mature, spiritually mature, I still should consider her age and factor in a
Exactly. That's why
relationship
I
with her.
say go both, because some people didn't get a chance to have a childhood. That's true. They may just start living at 30 to be able to get their childhood back, which you can't go back so much. But what I'm saying is they think in one way and you on another page like growth. She like, no, I'm ready to go to the club. So you got to define maturity over the age group. I'd say both play a role.
Okay. My friend David said, as long as it is two consenting adults, you have the right to marry and love whoever you want to. What is your thoughts on that? David feel like, I don't care if I'm 50 and she 23. You know, as long as she's a grown, consenting adult, I have a right to marry her and be in love with her and to live life the way I want to live.
David,
What do
you're
you think?
absolutely right. You have a right to date, love who you want to date, but just as long as it's age appropriate. That's what I feel. I don't judge far as you dating anybody. You can date younger or older. My thing, you have to find out what's best for you. The age group, I would keep it in mind far as let me see if she mature up to your level. You got to find somebody for you. We can't pick the person for you. So keep in mind, is all I ask of you is to say, what are you looking for when you dating far as the age group? Maturity, not maturity, action, fun, somebody that's on their business, that's ready to grow with you, or you're looking for something else. That's for you to decide, David. So I would say take perspective and know what you want when it's ready for you and present it to you your way.
David, I agree. You do have a right to love who you want to.
Mhm.
One thing I will say, love happens. You don't even know it's happening.
True.
You know, you can fall into love with somebody that's beyond their years, and you can fall in love with somebody. You could be a young person, fall in love with somebody older beyond your
True.
years. You know, There is a standard that you should have. The Bible said, pick somebody that's equally yoked.
Right.
You know, you love somebody, you have a right to marry them. They're grown, they have a right to make the decisions. That don't stop the repercussions and the consequences later. You know, but love is not gonna look the same to everybody.
No.
You know, I know a couple who like to paintball, shoot each other. That they love to do that. You ain't hit me with no ball.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, but that's how they do it. Or they like to go horseback riding. I ain't getting my big butt on no horse. You know, but I'm just saying, everybody's standard of love and life and how they react is different.
Correct.
You know, I think that when you just do whatever you want to do, you deal with worse repercussions and worse consequences because you didn't take, in fact, every situation and the surroundings of your situation and barriers your situation.
Do your research. That's
so
it. Yeah.
Now, I thought this was funny. I ain't gonna name my friend that gave this question. She said, "Could you date someone your kid's age, or could you date someone your parents' age, and which is worse?"
I don't think neither is worse. It's what's for you. It works for you. I wouldn't per se date anybody my kid's age. That's just me. Wouldn't it like me coming home with the same age as my kids? No. I just feel like that's a slap in the face for my kids. I respect my kids, so that's something I couldn't do. As far as my parents' age, depends on if the age you're looking at age. If you're 65 or 70 and you don't look 65 and 70, all right. I mean, hey, come on. But depends on how well you move around, you know, because I'm active. You got to look at what's for you. Are you active or are you just sitting at home on the couch flicking the remote control? Those are topics you have to discuss within yourself to see if you want to bring somebody home older like your parents or younger like your kids. So for me, I wouldn't date anybody that's my kid's age.
Well, there was a very, very popular movie. I don't know if y'all remember, called How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Mm-hmm.
And she dated a younger man. And she lived in all those stereotypical things of that young man. And when they got into an argument at the dinner table, he said, "Why don't you visit none of your friends? Am I your little well-kept secret?" You know? And,
he was.
Right.
He was a kept secret.
You know, she didn't realize what he meant to her until he was on his way back. He at the airport. Look, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Now, my mom almost 80, so I'm not dating nobody almost 80. Even though there's some very beautiful, no, you know, I'm not doing it because, you know, I'm just, you know. Now, my oldest son is 25.
Okay.
I will kind of feel kind of funny dating a 25-year-old. You know, there's not enough talent out at Walgreens for me. 20 years or more younger than me.
He said that's not enough talent out at Walgreens. Why would you need that talent out?
I would not. I mean, that would be something because I've seen a lot of young women that got it together. You know, unlike men, there are a lot of young women that got degrees. I knew a 30-year-old got properties, on her own business and doing well. That would be a super exception because of who she is. That I wouldn't, but I would probably look twice. But I would. Now, which is worse? I think me dating the 80-year-old woman could be worse. At least a younger woman, you know, we keep, but an old 80-year-old, you know, it's like,
it depends on what you want. Like I said,
you know, I mean, it's like, you know,
everybody have a preference, a fetish.
No, but so that would be worse. Would it be worse to you?
I would say dating an 80-year-old and you energetic. Look at you, you're energetic. What are like you settling down with an 80-year-old?
Yeah.
What with the 80-year-old? Y'all can't go. She gonna fall asleep at the show course.
That's wrong.
He say talent now. You don't need Sudafed.
That's wrong. That is
But
wrong.
it's what you prefer. Whatever you prefer. I have no say so over your life. I only have control of mine.
You know what? I'm looking at it like, okay, when it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be, for me, it shouldn't,
You can't even
I'm thinking, you know, I probably would date somebody my son age before I date somebody my mom age.
Okay.
You know, I think that's probably the worst. But you know, I've seen a lot of young ladies and young people that got their stuff together. You know, a lot of quality younger women.
My kids have their stuff together. I have a veterinarian, I have an accountant, I have a dental assistant, and I have a cybersecurity going to college. So
Go ahead. So
they together.
So you good.
They
So
after me, but like I said, it's all how you teach your kids and bring them up, you know, whether you single or married.
Now,
it's the product.
We got 13 minutes. The last question. We got through all 50. I had to speed up a little bit.
But it's working. It's
working.
The last $1 million question. Here we go, y'all.
What does relationship happiness look to us?
This. Where you can keep smiling through the relationship. Now you're gonna have some downfalls, but relationship happiness to me is about respect one another. When you can respect one another, it goes a long way. Happiness consists of doing things together, making sacrifices for one another, commitment to things. Let's make a commitment every year to do something where we do something together or make plans to work on a project together. It consists of a lot for me as far as happiness. Happiness for number one is about communicating. I think without communicating, you don't have anything. Respect either. If you don't have respect, you don't have anything with each other. You got to respect the person that you so-called love and want to spend the rest of your life with, or even date them. You got to respect them. So happiness, when you could put a smile on each other's face, come home every day and say, hey, or if you don't live together, just whenever you meet up. You don't want no bitter Becky or no bitter John to be involved. You want to smile. When I see you, my face supposed to light up like this. Hey, boo. I mean, hey, you supposed to be like, if I ain't seen you in a day or two, when I see you, I'm supposed to be Downy Debbie. Oh, I got to see him again. No, happiness come in all shapes, form, and fashion. But I think the number one rule is about when you respect each other, you want to see them. Distance create memories. Distance create heartfelt moments when you get back around somebody. You can miss them. Oh, I miss him. Oh, I miss her. But if you don't have that, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but this is happiness for me.
Hey, I got a question from one of the guys that work at one of our supervisors, trainers, Smoot. He said, I'm watching. What if your daughter comes home with a man your age?
Okay.
If my daughter's grown, I would tell her what could happen, but ultimately some lessons have to be learned, lived.
I think if you get involved, that's going to draw her to him even more.
Right. Because one of the things that I've learned in even from the scenario of Malcolm X, where Elijah Muhammad presented him with a dirty glass of water and clean glass of water. And he said, if you force them to drink this, they will drink it. But if you let them choose, they'll always choose the clean glass. And many people are drinking bad or terrible glasses of water because they're trying to find themselves or prove to you that they can make this dysfunction, this bad works.
Sometimes you got to let people find out on their own, especially your kids. You can't pick your kids' significant other. Even if they bad for them and you know that's a bad person for them, you got to let them kids find out on their own. Because when you interfere, that's going to draw them to that person even more. I'm living proof. My mother used to be like, oh, what you see in that drug dealer? Don't date that drug. I was in my 20s, high school, didn't know no better. But what it did, you stay with them even more because you're defiant. You don't want to hear that, leave somebody alone. You're going to be like, no, I'm going to stay on with the street person because they didn't want you with the street person. So I had to learn. Once I learned, I became a better person for me, not for my parents, but for me.
And it leads to my comments, in the comments of the question, what does relationship happiness looks to me? First thing is, what are you center on? You center on God, because there can never be a soulmate that's not worried about my soul being saved. That's first and foremost.
I agree.
Because if I'm not worried about where you spend an eternity, I shouldn't be worried about where you spending tonight.
See? All right, we're gonna get some shirts made. That's fire.
If I'm not worried
Right, say that
about
again.
where you spending eternity, why should I be worried about where you spending tonight?
Now, Crystal Cranes, make me a shirt. I got you.
You know, because many people don't base their foundation off God, because the Bible said you can tell a tree by the fruit, but more and so try by the Spirit. What does my spirit say? I'm next to you. I'm around you. What does my spirit say?
That's a good thing.
You know,
not all people know what their spirit is saying. So
now, respect is next for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna respect you. You respect me. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. Don't put your hands on me. I'm gonna respect you always, not just in the house, but out of the house, around people, in church, around everywhere. I'm going to respect you. That's why I think it's tough working together when you marry. But you know, that's another show.
Yeah,
Now,
that'd be a good show.
the main thing for me is evolving and growing. If we can't build nothing together, we can't stay together.
I agree.
If I am no better with you in my life than I was with you out of my life, then we have nothing in life together. If I have to argue with you for you to understand who I am, then I'm talking to the wrong person. Growth. Because what do we have to show for our time together? Are you in a better place? Have I made you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, monetarily? Have I put you in a position better than you were when you met me?
Okay.
Because I cannot be in a place where I can't grow. I can't be in a relationship. I can't be in a church. I can't be anywhere that I can't grow.
And I learned at the heart.
You know, I can't grow. Even in the class we taking now for a better position, I'm growing.
Yes.
I may not always get it every day, but every day I get better.
Exactly.
I'm growing. One of the things people don't get is too many people are asking whales to be thankful for water in a pond. Even though they got water, they breathing, but they can't move. A whale needs open ocean where they can be free and roam. Yeah. Too many people want you to be happy at the shore when God called you to cast out to the deep. I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. God made me an entrepreneur. He made me a man of God to speak the word. He made me to go out there and help people. He made me that way. He did not make me to sit home and be your husband only. He didn't. Or to sit around and do the same things every day, playing checkers every day. Who move is it? It ain't, you know, or Monopoly. I played Monopoly 37 years. I'm playing that.
Or drinking.
Or charades. Sound like, you know what I'm saying?
Sound like H.
You know, we gotta grow.
Yeah, that's true.
If there is no growth, there is no relationship. And I need another giver.
Sacrifice.
You know, a light switch it gives you power, but at the same time, you have to be stuck to the light switch. I don't need a negative. I need two positives. You know, where I can keep moving. But that's for me. If we can't build, and that's what happiness looked to me. Us building, us growing, us evolving into a good couple of who God called us to be. For us to leave our kids a legacy. For us not to struggle. For us to go on vacation, not worry about bills and everything. You know, right now I've been helping a lot of family members, but I thank God that God put me in a place that I could. But I've been smarter than that. You know, no matter what I make, I don't drive a super fancy car. You know, I don't live in a super fancy house. I don't do all that. You know, I live in the means, but I save and invest for bigger days.
I don't have no big league.
You know,
Private plane.
People don't get that.
But who out there got one? Call me.
Yeah, please. So
Fly me out
happiness,
to Barbados.
it's gonna always be ups and downs in a
Right.
relationship.
True.
Happiness to me is somebody that can grow. I can grow with.
All right.
If I can't grow with you,
I agree.
I can't go with you.
Give me a shirt made, Crystal, with that too. Crystal Crave, shout out to my girl. Make me 2 shirts. What's that other saying?
If I can't grow with you, I can't go with
There
you.
you go.
Simple. It's simple. So you want to say hello to anybody?
Hello, everybody that's watching. I'm glad you tuned in for part 2. We got all the questions answered.
Yeah, we got all
Top
the questions.
15 picks of Corey picked.
Because I had 250 questions. I'm like, someone was nasty.
We're gonna have a good topic next show for you.
You know, she's just gonna make myself my co-host. Okay, you can go.
We're gonna have to continue as my girl Paris got another topic. She's gonna run it by the co-host, then we're gonna run it by the host.
Now, so y'all know we don't have. I'm not here on the last Saturday of every month. I have Prophet Art here doing the prophets. The prophets we have prophets on there because I want to bring prophecy to the world.
Okay.
Everybody know prophecy, but he's powerful. Our show is amazing. And he have different prophets on there, and they releasing stuff that's going on in the world. Everything's happening. They said what's going to be happening. Okay. But you know what? Things are going to change, y'all. But when y'all get out of this, some of these people, man, make sure you be good stewards over your money.
And I would say, since the show is called Solutions, I would say sometimes you have to think about your life and don't worry about what other people think about your life. You can take some of these top questions we answered and some of the topics from last show. And if it fits you, sometimes sit down and think about your life and make some decisions to find your own solution in life.
And remember, love has no standard.
Exactly.
You know, what's right for you may not be right for somebody else.
True.
You know, sometimes you may find somebody a little older, you a little younger than you. Somebody may not have because I'm not going to judge people in their storm because you don't know who they is out of their storm. You are not your was. You are not what you're going through. And what ifs. You're not your what ifs. So things that happen. You know, if you got somebody that's with you, you better treat them good. You got a good person or you see a good person, you better treat them good because if you don't, somebody else will.
They not cussing you out. They not badgering. If you can work with them, work with them. But if you got somebody that's a complete a-hole, get rid of them.
Right. Get rid of
somebody that's putting you down, telling you ain't gonna make it. You don't need that negativity in your life.
No, you don't need that.
Just move around. Sometimes I know people don't want to be by themselves, but hey, sometimes it's better to work on yourself by yourself.
And give some of them good people a chance.
Yeah, give some of them good people a chance.
You may be beautiful, you may have a whole lot, you may do a whole lot, but that person that just because they're not up to date may not mean they're gonna be down tomorrow. And you never know. Because a lot of people who people stepped over gotta see them same people on their way down.
Yeah, and that, I'm not saying lower your standards, but sometimes just take a look at what's being presented to you.
Right. Because you got to remember, God purposely in the Bible used messed up people.
Correct.
Just to show you what he can do with somebody, and make sure you're not sinning away to help. Mm-hmm. Because you want the one that the devil sent you.
And how to distinguish that? Spiritual. And what's the other one?
And you can tell by the fruit they bear.
The fruit they bear. So take a look sometime deeper than what's on the outer side and look into the heart and the soul of that person that's in front of you.
That's right, y'all. And listen, man, next week, I don't know what show gonna be about next week, but it's gonna be good. I see if Miss Tina is
because I'm dating them all.
If she's free. We're gonna be talking about some relationship issues because we want to really get into some stuff. Because one of the topics I really want to get into, and then I'm be done, is how do you deal with somebody who's been through physical trauma young? How do you love somebody like that? Even though they got help, they still weary, because I have a friend of mine that he's been married 20 years. And he said something that was really tough to me. Mm-hmm. He said, it took me 5 years to save my wife so I can live 15 years of happiness.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
He said, it took me 5 years to help her get through what she's been through, just so I can have her now. We're going to talk about that, y'all. So thank you guys for tuning in to Solutions Radio Show. I appreciate you. I'm looking for my engineer. Where my engineer at? Yeah, let me let them know we about to be done.
But this is a good help platform.
you know, and it's like, man, we're gonna really get into it. So it's just that love is beautiful, especially if you fight. Okay. All right. So I will see you guys next week. Love you guys. Remember, be the change you want to see, and love the one you with. Deuces.
Have a nice day.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, an iNetworks communication station.